The Scott Van Pelt Show.
Brian Wilson, the San Francisco Giants, joins us. Brian, thanks for taking a little bit of time. Last night, Ryan and I were just commenting here as we were getting ready to welcome you in, that last night taking on your most heated and hated rival from the Dodgers, it's a save situation. You strike out the side in the ninth, and it feels a little bit like last fall, perhaps again. Does that moment take you guys back to everything that transpired in the fall as you guys charged to the tape and became world champions?
I don't know if we can repeat that feeling during a regular season game. That was quite a run we went on.
Yeah.
And a lot of us just became, consumed inside of the game. We were playing flawless baseball at that point in the season. And last night, you always want to take down your rivalry, especially with some of the incidents that have been happening lately.
Understood.
It was good to take that game in the series and come in today strong, hoping to take the series.
Yeah, and I get, Brian, that an early April game is certainly not an October game, but I guess what I'm meaning is just to tap into what was going on last fall, because, again, Ryan and I were talking off the air just about how tough it must be. You want to sustain something that's not sustainable because it ended. It ended the right way, but how do you capture what was such an unbelievable run and try to make it another one?
Basically, we got to just play consistently. It wasn't by accident that we were there. We've got strong pitching. We have great defense and timely hitting. And if we can just carry that over into some games, we've had bits and spurts of that this season. And then, we've lost a lot of close games. And, of course, those close games could have gone the other way in our favor. And, we'd be sitting with an 8-2, 7-3 record. But, all we got to do is just go out and play baseball the way that we know how. And we'll just take it from there.
San Francisco Giants closer, Brian Wilson, Scott Van Pelt Show, Ryen Russillo on ESPN Radio. Brian, Van Pelt and I have wanted to have you on the show now for a while, and I'm glad we got you on because it seems like the way you've attacked this character, I don't know how much of it's real or how much it isn't, but people seem to be buying in. I guess I'd start with that. Like, is this just who you've always been, or do you like playing it up a little bit because it seems that people enjoy it?
Well, I think a lot of people are adapting to the beard. I'm not the first person with facial hair, but, if the fans like it, and I'm all for it. I can say that I've probably been wearing the same types of clothing, happy socks since I was 7, wearing shorts all the time, sweatpants, whatever. That's just what I do. If I'm going to be that guy on the baseball field, that's who I am off the field. Whether you like it or not, or buy into it or not, honestly, it is what it is. That's just how I roll.
Right. I mean, you did wear a sea captain's outfit though on Lopez late night, and then you had an extra hat underneath. So I got to imagine that isn't a look that you always had with 2 sea captain's hats on.
That was just necessary for that moment in my life. Let's see, Halloween, one of the greatest days ever. Dressing up is fun, and that's just science. Everybody likes to dress up, and so don't I.
The reason I like it, though, is because I always thought, and being maybe from the media side of things, I always thought it'd be funny if you were a pro athlete, if somebody just decided, I'm going to mess with the whole process, because we dissect everything you guys say, we try to read your minds, we try to figure out all this stuff, and sometimes it's a lot simpler than we make it out to be, and that's what I've enjoyed about you and just being yourself, and that you've had fun with it along the way.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. I'm in my 20s. I'm playing one of the greatest sports ever. Not that I'm just playing it on such a bigger pedestal, but I've been playing this since I was 7. The game hasn't changed. It's exciting every time I take the field, no matter what situation's going on. And I want to live my life too. I've been playing baseball, organized since I was 5. I've been thinking since I was 0. So I like to continue to just come up with new things. On the spot. I'm pretty much impulse. I mean, my inning dictates that. There's not a lot of thought process, but if I want to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to dive into it 100%.
Right on. Brian Wilson, our guest, San Francisco Giants reliever, off a 1-2-3 strikeout out 9th inning against the Dodgers last night. They finished up that series tonight. And, you mentioned the beard, obviously. I'd love to ask an original question about it, but I'm sure they've all been covered. I do notice that it's taking on a bit more depth this year. Is there a point that it becomes unruly and begins to mess with your delivery in any way?
I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to test the waters. For me, I don't even notice it. Obviously, that's difficult to hear for people because it's just this monstrosity. going on my face, that's fine. I don't feel it. I don't really notice it.
Right.
When I'm out on the mound, the only thing that I'm really concerned with is throwing the ball as humanly hard as I possibly can with 100% conviction behind it.
Right.
And then have the Giants win. I'm sure at one point when it reaches my feet and I'm stepping on it,
that'll be a problem.
We'll probably have to call Gillette and see what can happen.
See, now you're thinking. Now you're thinking product placement. You're thinking next level stuff. You're playing chess to everybody else's checkers. I want to get to this the franchise, the season with the San Francisco Giants on Showtime Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. People are going to get a sneak preview. There's no way that this show's not going to be great. Before I ask you about that, I just want to know: do you approve? Last year during the run, I went with The Fugitive, the Tommy Lee Jones line, where he screamed, "Dr. Richard Kimball!" In honor
Richard Kimball.
Right, I went with that because I felt like the beard, there's a little dye. It kind of encompassed all of that. Do you approve? Because if you don't, I'm probably still going to do it, but I'll feel bad if I know you don't at least sign off.
Harrison Ford does great movies. Dr. Richard Kimball?
Yeah.
Boom.
Off.
Approved.
All right, approved. And off we go to the Showtime special. You got people and cameras with you all year long. I mean, is that ever going to get intrusive?
There's certain times of day where they know where to be and where not to be. It's basically it's the MLB crew. They know how to handle things. We had cameras around all year last year, and it didn't faze anybody in October or November. So they know when to come to the field. They know the right spots to get you, and basically they'll ask you, would you like to do this? No. Okay. Would you like to do this? Yes. Here's where we'll be. You come find us. Just pretend we're not even here. Easier said than done, but, on a daily basis, we're around a bunch of cameras. The focus is still winning the game, playing as a team. That's never going to change. And once you adapt to the cameras being around you, you honestly don't even realize they're there.
If you were on a canoe ride through the Straits of Magellan, what three teammates would you want to bring with you?
To the Straits of Magellan.
Think about it.
Well, it would have changed. Let's see.
The Machine?
I'm going to need... Well, Machine doesn't play baseball, so that'd be a difficult one. We're talking teammates.
Right.
I just thought you kind of rode with him. I didn't know.
No, he just shows up when he wants. We know that.
Fair enough.
Yes, Scott.
My bad.
All good. I'm going to need Torres because that guy is sweet. He says hello 1,000 times, and it never gets old. I'm going to need... Gosh, it's just such a good question. I want to take everybody.
All right, well, you know what? Get a big-ass canoe, and then you could just put everybody in it and take them all down the Straits. There you go. Good times.
That's what we did. We just made extra material, and now it's a schooner/large boat.
Smooth sailing ahead in the schooner large boat. The sneak preview of the franchise, the season with the San Francisco Giants on Showtime tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. I appreciate you being an original. I appreciate what you do on the field, and I appreciate you having a blast with it because it's fun to watch, man. Keep doing your thing.